Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CUTV Newscenter. I'm Danny Beck.
And I'm Stephen Ruffing.
Our top story tonight, the Pittsburgh Diocese and Bishop David Zubik announced the plans for the closing of 4 buildings in the St. Catherine Drexel Parish of Washington County. Along with the St. Thomas Aquinas Church in California, pictured here, St. Joseph Church in Roscoe, St. Michael the Archangel in Fredericktown, and Saints Mary and Anne in Mariana will also be closing. The buildings will close their doors on March 4th.
This past December, a fire at Clairton Coke Works knocked out equipment that is used to remove sulfur dioxide, or SO2, from coke oven gas. Since the fire occurred, SO2 has been detected in the Mon Valley air 7 times, the latest being this past Monday when the sulfur dioxide was detected at the North Braddock Air Quality Monitor. SO2 is a colorless gas that could affect breathing and any respiratory or cardiovascular conditions. According to an announcement from Allegheny County Department of Health, enforcement action is being considered. The health department is analyzing the data and will provide updates when new information becomes available.
The cold temperatures that swept through much of the country last week had a large impact on buildings as much as it did on what you chose to wear in the morning. The Century 3 Mall in West Mifflin was one of which buildings that felt the chill. The mall was forced to shut down temporarily just yesterday until their sprinkler system is repaired. West Mifflin officials deemed the structure to be unsafe and uninhabitable until those changes were made. The mall manages to keep stores such as Dick's Sporting Goods, JCPenney, and Victoria's Secret open. However, this setback will prove to be yet another hurdle that they will have to overcome.
The Spring 2019 Club and Organization Fair is set for Tuesday, February 12th at 11 a.m. in the Performance Center. Students will have the chance to speak with the hundreds of clubs and organizations that Cal U has to offer. For clubs and organizations attending, attendance is mandatory and a 5% penalty will be applied for failure to attend. Groups will need to share tables, so plan accordingly. The Student Association Incorporated is hiring 2 work-study positions for the current and future semesters. Job duties will include answering and placing phone calls, helping with club paperwork, and assisting the full-time staff with projects and other office responsibilities. Students should note that hours cannot overlap with other work-study student hours. SAI is only open Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And if you are interested, send your available hours to Nicole Arthur at calu.edu. And now, before the break, CUTV's chief meteorologist and sports anchor Dylan Godet will take us through this forecast. Dylan, how are you?
Thank you, Steve. Had a bit of a last minute, had to put this together. Couldn't get our studio up and running there for meteorology. But let's take a look at the 5-day forecast now. Starts with Friday. Cool down from today, 35 degrees with a low of 13. So Saturday morning, going to be a cold one, as well as Sunday morning, as Saturday is going to be a sunny yet cold day, dropping down to the low teens Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then Sunday through Tuesday is really where things get interesting. Just a few degrees off from that 38 and 39 on Monday and Tuesday could result in some snow showers and some snow accumulations. So stay on the lookout at CalUWX's Twitter page to see the update of that, as well as the Pittsburgh National Weather Service. They'll keep you up to date on all changes in the coming forecast. And guys, that's your 5-day forecast.
Coming up after the break, Dr. Q makes a house call at Cal U's Corner Pocket, and love is in the air across campus, and we get the inside scoop about what students think about this year's Valentine's Day. Stay tuned.
Mrs. Jimmy. I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Danny Beck.
And I'm Stephen Ruffing.
Love is in the air all across campus as Valentine's Day is just 1 week away. We took to the streets in order to find out how the campus body feels about the lovely holiday.
Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday.
Why is your favorite?
I just love letting the people I love know that I love them and celebrating all my friends and my family.
Living your life. What are you doing on Valentine's?
Single and mingle, baby.
I think it's a day to appreciate those that you love and people that love you.
Well, I'll be here working at the counseling center for half the day, then going back to Pittsburgh and going to class from 6 to 9.
That's
So that's what I'll be doing.
Chill, do some homework. That's it.
Nothing really special?
No, nothing special.
You know, probably just hang around the room, play some Fortnite. You know, I don't have any babes, so I won't be getting anybody chocolate this year. My opinion, so.
Netflix and chill and sleeping. I'm sleeping over.
The flowers are always the key. You gotta get the chocolates, and of course, when you get the time, you take her out on a nice date, get her a good dinner, dress up a little bit, keep it a surprise.
PennLive.com, a branch of the Patriot News, released a top 50 list of schools in Pennsylvania based on school athletics earlier this week. Among the schools that made the list, 7 of them are located in southwestern Pennsylvania. West Allegheny came in at number 43 with their counterpart, North Allegheny, topping the list at number 1. Peters Township, Mount Lebanon, and South Fayette also broke the top 40. The list considers school athletics as a whole and takes into consideration the overall championships won by those schools. The rankings also come with a sports grade and the overall grade for the school. All throughout the month of February, the CalU community has a variety of service projects and events to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The events have kicked off under the title of Black History Through the Decades and are free to the public unless otherwise noted. From a trivia night on February 11th to the BSU Culture Cafe on February 22nd, there is a variety of events to capture the culture and history throughout the entire month. For a full list of events, check out the copy of the Cal Times or head to the announcement sections on the CalU website.
Pennsylvania lawmakers have put forth a bill that proposes a 10% excise tax on violent video games. Violence in video games that kids see may be a contributing factor to the rise and intensity of school violence, says State Representative Chris Quinn. For any mature rated game, the sales tax would raise from 6% to said 10%, causing a standard $60 game to increase to $70. Tom Dr. Q Rossman visited the Corner Pocket pool room to give the students a lesson in his class of trick shots. Before he left, I got a glimpse of the world of a trick shot artist. Before there ever was a Dr. Q, there was a young kid that spent a Saturday night with his dad at Elsie's pool room in Illinois.
My dad took me out on a Saturday night and said they needed somebody to help on the table racking pool balls. I didn't know what any of that was because I'd never seen a pool table in my life, just a tractor. So I started racking balls. I got 10% of what I took in for the night. So if I took in $1, I got 10 cents. And I worked for about 4 or 5 hours, got my pay, and I went home. I did that from age 10 to age 17 when I went to college.
Dr. Q found his love for the game of pool after the years as a rack boy, but didn't have much luck professionally. Fortunately for the billiards wizard, it opened up a whole new world.
I started playing professional tournaments, And that was always the regular play of the game, 9-ball, straight pull, 8-ball. Never really did that well. I was ranked like 950 out of 7 billion people in the world, which isn't bad, but it wasn't that good in relation to pool players. So what I decided to do was to pursue the trick shots. And that was my cup of tea. I found my niche.
Once Dr. Q found his niche, he started playing around the world in solo and team trick shot competitions.
Well, my first memory in competition was winning the ESPN Trick Shot Magic in 2002. I then joined the team competitions, USA against Europe. We won 3 of those. I won another ESPN event in 2008 in Las Vegas. The first one was in Baltimore. I also won the World Trick Shot Championship, or Artistic Pool Championship. That was done up in Minneapolis. That was in 2006. So I had a series of about 40 titles from when I started at the age of 53 until 62. There were 40 titles that were all given to me so that people would listen.
The long career of Dr. Q continues with competing, entertaining, and most importantly, teaching.
So I became a professional teacher. For 45 years I've been doing that. Professional entertainer, I've been doing that for 30-some years. And then I still play some professional competition, but my main focus now is on the shows, the teaching, writing, and I also do outreach ministry out in the world doing that. For CUTV Newscenter, I'm Dr. Q, Tom Rossman, here at the campus, entertaining and educating today. So thanks for being part of this.
And Dr. Q put on quite a show this past Tuesday in the Student Center. And this week in the Vulcan Theater, we have Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Notorious dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald is being imprisoned by the American Ministry of Magic. MACUSA President Serafina Pickery oversees Grindelwald as he is being transferred to London with one of her employees, Abernathy. As they become airborne in a carriage, it becomes apparent that Grindelwald and Abernathy have switched places, as Abernathy has always been loyal to Grindelwald. Abernathy fills the carriage with water while Grindelwald diverts the Thestral's path. They kill 2 guards while a third, Spielman, survives his fall. Grindelwald then proceeds to head out and find the rest of his followers. Showtimes are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Danny, you know, we both got the chance to take a look into the world of Dr. Q, the trick shot expert, I guess you could say, and boy, was it a treat.
Yeah, I mean, you had a shot to take a shot with using Dr. Q's strategies, and that was really cool. You know, he set you up, and I thought you were trying to get me to be the person, and I definitely wanted you to be that guy. But I don't know, you saw in that package, that trick shot that you did was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I wasn't very confident in myself at all. So, but he worked with the students. He had a couple volunteers, including myself, and we all got to hit some trick shots as he entertained us, made us laugh, and he was quite a jokester.
Yeah, he was. And, you know, doing those multiple shows, he really got to develop his personality. We could really see his personality start to come out. And, you know, he's talking about left brain and right brain. It was very, very in-depth with all the stuff he talked about. But it was definitely a cool opportunity to learn a little bit more about the corner pocket. I'm not a regular person down there, so I haven't seen that corner pocket every once in a while. So it was definitely cool.
Yeah, it was. It was a treat.
So thank you for taking that trick shot for CUTV.
Oh yeah, had to do it.
Coming up after the break, Dylan Godet has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Are you a visual storyteller? The Cal Times and CUTV is looking for students with an interest in expanding their skills in photography and videography. We call it visual journalism, and we're here to offer you opportunities to learn how to shoot and edit from a wide range of events at California University of Pennsylvania. Our focus is on local coverage of sports and news events from campus and around the region. We provide on-site training as we help you develop your skills as a visual multimedia storyteller for the Cal Times newspaper and CUTV Newscenter. To learn more about visual journalism opportunities and join our team, visit our media production facility in the Natali Student Center or email the Cal Times at caltimes@calu.edu.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I am Dylan G'day with your sports report. This weekend, the Vulcans men's and women's basketball teams traveled to Slippery Rock to start the second half of PSAC West basketball play. The women's basketball team headed into their matchup with a top 10 ranking and control of the top spot in the PSAC West. How would they fare against rival foe, the Rock of Slippery Rock? Let's jump into the highlights to find out. Slippery Rock started the game on an early 11-4 run, but Vulcan senior Sierra Barrett is able to get the tough bucket to fall to spark a CalU run. With a minute left in the first, California starts to heat up again as Gianna Flood Francis drives to the bucket to make it a one-point game. The Vulcans would close the first on a 12-1 run, which continues into the second as DJ Hahn knocks down the corner three. Hahn finished with 6 points. Slippery Rock would answer, however, with a 12-0 run, and freshman Brianna Allen spins to the bucket to end the scoring drought for the Vulcans with 5.5 minutes left in the second. The Vulcans would find themselves down by 7 at the half, on into the third now, as Flood Francis drives to the bucket and finishes with the foul to cut the Slippery Rock lead to 5. The third quarter action continues now as Flood Francis knocks down yet another one, cutting the Slippery Rock lead to 3. Flood Francis finished with 16 points in this one. On to the fourth now, as the Vulcans find themselves down 49-50 as Sierra Barrett catches the inbounds pass and puts it through to give the Vulcans their first lead of the fourth quarter. But things would quickly switch into the favor as Slippery Rock, as they would go on a 10-2 run to control this game. And that would do it as Slippery Rock picks up the 72-61 victory over the number 10 California Vulcans. This is the first time that Slippery Rock has been able to knock off California since 2001. Their leading scorers for California, Sierra Barrett with 26 points, 9 rebounds. Flood Francis added 16 points, and I was particularly very impressed with her play last weekend. On into the men's side of things now, as Slippery Rock took on California, and this was a rough one for California as Slippery Rock started a 7-0 lead, but Zion Collins adds the first bucket for California, make it 7-2. Later in the first now, as pass up ahead to Jordan Gessner. Nice to see Gessner getting involved in the action there. Cuts it to within 10. With just over 4.5 minutes left in the first, another tough drive there by Zion Collins. This is Zion Collins, one of his better performances of the week. We'll have more on Collins later on. As McAdams there drives, gets that tough one to fall. Later on in the second half now, as Chambers drives in, gets that layup to fall. Chambers had a nice game as he's returned to action there for California. Down 60-43, Pegram catches it in the corner, and that'll be the highlight to look out for here as Pegram's going to knock down a couple threes here in the second half to keep it respectable, as there a left wing three is knocked in. 66-46, 10-13 left in the second half. Pegram takes another three, make that 3 in a row for him as he knocks that one down. 3:41 left, and later in the second half, Slippery Rock starts to pull away, but Chambers knocks down another shot, closing within 20, and then the final shot for the Vulcans there, the final was 91-71. California falls to Slippery Rock. Pegram finished with 23 points, Collins 19 points, 6 rebounds, and Dante Williams finished with 9 points, 12 rebounds. Vulcans freshman guard Brianna Allen was the PSAC West Freshman of the Week for her play in the Vulcans' last 2 games. Allen averaged 7 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.5 steals per game in those matchups. Allen scored 8 points and 18 minutes of action in the Vulcans' victory against Clarion. She also added 6 points and 4 rebounds against Slippery Rock on Saturday. Allen is the second freshman to earn Freshman of the Week honors this season. And there's a look at a wonderful graphic there by Alex King from the Sports Information Department making that graphic. You can check that out on their Instagram page. Allen wasn't the only Vulcan to receive Freshman of the Week honors this week, as Vulcan's men's basketball player Zion Collins also received the honor after setting a new career high in points. Collins averaged 21.5 points as well as 4.5 rebounds in the Vulcans' 2 games last week. Collins scored a career high 24 points in the Vulcans' 80-63 victory over Clarion. Zion also added 19 points in the loss to Slippery Rock on Saturday. This is the second time this season that Zion Collins has received the Freshman of the Week honors. Yesterday was National Signing Day, and California Vulcans football team announced their initial 2019 recruiting class. Here's a list of some of the top names brought in by Coach Gary Dunn and his staff. Looking at those, the local name to look out for there is Dominic Solomon Jr. He's a defensive back from Clairton, just down the road here from Cal U. You can find the full list of commitments at calvulcans.com. Though it may not feel like it outside, the spring sports season is gearing up to start. The Vulcan softball and baseball teams are getting set to open up their seasons within the next few weeks. The Vulcan softball team, led by Coach Bertinoli, opens up their schedule this weekend at the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association's Leadoff Classic in Clearwater, Florida. The Vulcans were picked to finish 4th in the PSAC West preseason poll. On to baseball now, as the Vulcans baseball team, led by Coach Mike Conti, opens their season next weekend, February 16th, with a doubleheader at Wild Things Park against Wheeling Jesuit. Here's a look at their first 3 matchups of their season. The Vulcans were picked to finish 5th in the PSAC West preseason poll. New this year by Sports Information Director Matt Kiefer and his staff in the Sports Information Department, they have added a new weekly award for Vulcan athletes. That award is the Vulcan of the Week Award. This week's selections are Vulcan's women's basketball star Sierra Barrett, as well as men's track and field athlete Jalen Means for their performances over the past few weeks. Stay tuned to calvulcans.com as well as Cal Vulcan's Twitter and Facebook pages to see who gets selected for next week's Vulcans of the Week. Guys, it's very cool that they've added that Vulcan of the Week. We've had the Vulcan Hammer Award here on CUTV, and now they have Vulcans of the Week. That's cool for the athletes that they're not showcased in Freshman of the Week or PSAC West Players of the Week, that they can get a chance to show the fans what they've done over the past few weeks.
Yeah, most definitely is. And another hat nod to Matt Kiefer and his staff. Another great idea, coming up with something, and then we can use it on CUTV Newscenter. So we're working together yet again as we work very closely with the Sports Information Department.
Yeah, it gives everyone kind of an opportunity too. Some athletes that may not get these PSAC awards, stuff like that. So it's a nice little highlight and kind of spotlight to give some of these students.
And on that note, the new Vulcans logo will be released soon, and we'll be there for that one. That should be an exciting revealing of the Vulcans' new logo.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I know that a lot of the athletes and the entire school say looking forward to it. A lot of nice gear that's going to be coming out, I'm hoping.
I definitely don't want to blow our paychecks on that new gear once the new logo comes out.
I feel like that's going to happen either way.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Dylan, and thank you for joining us tonight on CUTV Newscenter.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV Newscenter and our Twitter page at CUTV_PA.
Don't forget that the Cal Times will be publishing a new edition of the newspaper in 1 week across campus. Also tune into WCAL 91.9 FM in your car or online at sai.calu.edu/WCAL.
Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your evening.